been raped.
I believe the jury is going to decide this case from the heart. My basis for that is twofold. One, the jurors are allowed to take notes, but only one juror has, which tells me they're not so concerned about every specific fact. They want to feel their way to a verdict, feel what's right and wrong, what's justice.
He thinks that's bad news for Tyson. David McAnally, News Center 13 tonight.
Some courtroom observers believe that the tape of Mike Tyson's grand jury testimony will be the most critical evidence in this case. But News Center 13's legal analyst Andy Kerr takes a different view.
He said essentially the same thing but used different words. Therefore, I'm not sure that it's going to be as critical an issue as some would think. If, in fact, he did make sexually explicit comments to the complaining witness at the time, she then would have known when she received the call in the morning on the day in question and went to his hotel room, she would have known exactly what the defendant had in mind. So whether it's really critical, the exact words he used, I'm not sure that would be that damaging to the defendant's case.
Andy Kerr joins us again tomorrow as the jury takes the case with insight into closing arguments. Kevin.
Well, reporters from around the world are translating the Tyson trial into terms their readers will understand. Rich Van Wyk reports on what's being said about the heavyweight boxer and the city that put him on trial.
Writers from around the world are translating this judicial drama into another language. Acceptable English, for one. For the New York Times, E.R. Shipp has to write around the four-letter word Tyson testified he used to entice his accuser into having sexual intercourse.
And pretty much the case will come down to whether the jury believes he made that statement. But because of the style that my newspaper uses, I can't mention the statement. I can't use even pieces of the first letter of the word and use dash, dash, dash. When did this kind of countdown?
Tap, tap, tap go keyboards wired to the international press. In Italy, they are reading about
the fight between the boxer and the cowboy in the courtroom, Garrison against Tyson, was great. I think that the prosecutor didn't do a very good job.
The glamour, fame, and testimony of Tyson's affairs impressed another Italian journalist.
I was amazed because he's not exactly a handsome man, but still seems to have such success with women. That's what I wrote today.
That appears to be a common thread, cutting through what Mike Madonna calls all that legal jargon.
Whether you're New York Times or whether you're the most down-market tabloid, all everybody wants to read about is sex, violence, money, fame, fortune, boxing.
In writing that story, as well as others, a picture of Indianapolis is peeking through.
Because it's a great town. The people here are wonderful.
Indianapolis is coming out really good from my stories.
But the story's not over yet. If there's a long deliberation, writers wonder what they will write next. Rich Van Wyk, News Center 13.
Well, Mike Tyson's trial does have people all over the world talking, but what are they saying here at home? Chris Prophet with that story.
While Mike Tyson has been defending himself in court, the court of public opinion has also been deciding his fate outside the city-county building and inside this bar.
It's plain and simple. We have a little square piece of paper. It says Tyson Trial at the top. It has a space for guilty and space for not guilty. You make a check mark in whatever box you want.
The Tyson tally. The bar has been totaling its customers' ballots since the trial began. There is no legal procedure, no witnesses. In this court, the defendant is either guilty or innocent.
I tend to believe he's guilty. I think she was naive and starstruck.
She went willingly at 2 o'clock in the morning at his room, and she knew what was going to happen.
Customers of the bar can get daily newspaper accounts of the trial. What did Tyson's accuser say? What did the beauty contestants say? The prosecution, the singer, the boxer. Popular opinion is a fickle thing on the Tyson tote board. After Tyson's accuser testified, the guilty count shot up. But after Mike Tyson's turn on the witness stand, the boxer scored big. But with all the twists and turns that this trial has taken, some people aren't quite sure what to think.
When it first started, I thought he was innocent. Then I heard her testimony, then I thought he was guilty. Then I heard his testimony, then I thought he was innocent again.
She knew what was going to happen when she went to that bedroom. You know, females know what they're going to get into when they go to a bedroom.
And so far, the Tyson tote board finds the defendant not guilty. But like most public opinion, that could change.
Yep,
I think what you mean by that?
Chris Prophet, News Center 13.
Well, in other news tonight, child's play has changed two teens' lives forever. 14-year-old Dewan Merriweather is in critical condition tonight at Wishart Hospital. Merriweather was shot in the forehead while playing with friends.
A few of the boys was aware that the suspect had a gun. They state that the suspect and the victim are good friends. They heard the gun click, and at that time they heard the shot fired and saw the victim fall to the ground.
A 14-year-old boy is charged with recklessness with a deadly weapon and possession of a firearm. The gun allegedly used in the incident has not been recovered. A tragedy in Florida hits close to home. An Indiana serviceman is believed dead tonight following a helicopter crash near Jacksonville, Florida. Gordon Singer, Jr. of Huntingburg was traveling with 3 other crewmen aboard a Marine helicopter when it crashed and exploded. The men were en route from Key West to a base in North Carolina. Officials say it may take months to determine what caused the crash.
A town devastated by the deaths of 16 people in a fiery plane crash began burying its dead today. 3,000 people gathered to remember the 5 crew members of the military cargo plane that was downed in Evansville.
We toast our hardy comrades who have fallen from the skies and were gently caught by God's own hand to be with him on high.
Indiana native Major Richard Strange was among those eulogized at the service. National Guardsmen lined the balcony of the hangar where the crew was based. A just-released poll finds that a majority of Hoosiers don't think they have enough health insurance to pay for long-term care. The poll was conducted for the Indiana Policy Review, a conservative think tank. Nearly 900 people around the state were asked questions like, have you put off going to the doctor in the last year because you couldn't afford it? 1/3 answered yes. Other findings, Hoosiers seem to prefer market-driven rather than government-driven solutions.
Tremendous support for a number of conservative, market-oriented reforms, including healthcare IRAs and an allowance for a tax deduction for the amount we pay on health insurance.
The poll also covered the issue of education reform. The most dramatic finding there, overwhelming support for school choice.
Well, our special report coming up will have some advice for parents. A look at the problem facing many households. Children's short attention span and how it's putting an emotional strain on the family.
And the famous glove of an Indiana native is auctioned off, and other Jackson memorabilia is put on the auction block as well.
You want the NBA's hot stars, the slammers, the jammers, the top draft picks, the U.S. Olympians. You'll get them here.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
NBA Hoops Limited Edition Superstar Set. 62 all-new cards of hot NBA stars. Get 4 free when you buy any extra value meal. NBA Hoops Superstar Set. Get them all.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Cheetah, this is Mama. We have unknown aircraft vector 081.
Roger on traffic. Stand by. Cheetah, this bogey's cooking. Wait, I got him. It's a truck. Markings DHL. 3 o'clock. Bogey's off your way. What's he doing? I think he's trying to pass.
DHL delivers overseas, overnight, to more places in the world than any other express company. DHL. Faster to more of the world.
Some things in life are worth waiting for. Some are worth more if you don't. Like your local Chevy dealer's tax sale. To you, it's worth up to $33.10 in savings on full-size pickups and up to $19.50 savings on Cavaliers if you buy now. It's come down to the wire. Get it sold or get it taxed. So we're offering these one-time savings special for tax time. We've got your car. We've got your truck. We've got your price, and we've got it now during your local Chevy dealer's tax sale.
How to build a better body. Step 1, come to Bally's. Step 2, prepare to sweat. Step 3, step Reebok. Join Bally's now for only $24 a month. Pay as you go with no long-term commitments. Get it all, plus the step Reebok workout. This ain't no dance class. Call 1-800-WORKOUT.
Just a imagine having a child who is so hyperactive that it puts an emotional strain on the entire family. You may think that describes your particular situation, but it was much more than that for one family. As Glendale Jones tells us now in her special report, one Carmel family found out their problem involved a disorder which required medical attention.
The Molitor family is like many families of the 90s. They're able to balance a happy family life with professional careers. With 4 children, ages 2 to 10, it wasn't always that easy.
He simply was not a child who could sit still, and following directions was near to impossible for this little guy.
That little guy is their 7-year-old boy, John Paul, who was too shy for pictures.
From the time he walked, we realized that his activity level was probably out of the range of normal.
For months, friends, even doctors told Nancy and husband John they were the problem. Their parenting skills needed to change. It put an emotional strain on their marriage and the rest of their family, but both soon realized it was much more than that. They found out the episodes, which included fits of rage and the inability to follow directions, wasn't because they weren't good parents. It was something beyond their control. It was ADD, attention deficit disorder.
Now, about 7% of children are diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. It's not just a learning disability, it's a genetic problem usually inherited from their parents.
You want a full battery of testing on him, don't you?
Has he had any?
No.
The Molitor sought help from pediatrician Dr. Edward All, who specializes in attention deficit disorders and considered one of the best. Their first visit wasn't easy.
My husband was with me, and he had to physically restrain John Paul by having him on his lap and just clamping his arms over him. And it was really hard for us, but on the other hand, Dr. All needed to see that.
At 7%, you're talking about on the average 2 to 3 children per classroom, and it may be the most common non-acute illness problem we see in pediatrics.
But some parents also confuse ADD with the actions of a normal, active 2-year-old.
After that, then our common thing are children that aren't making it in daycare or preschool and then on into the school years. But you certainly can see children who are active but have good attention. But we watch.
Watching John Paul confirmed he had ADD. Now the Molitors could finally put their family lives back together with some help. More on that tomorrow. Glendale Jones, News Center 13.
Tomorrow on the evening edition, beginning at 5:30, Glendale tells us about the medication used to help families like the Molitors who have a child who has attention deficit disorder. Kevin.
Well, Marion County Sheriff's detectives need your help in solving the robbery of a local pharmacy. Here is tonight's Crime Stoppers reenactment. Sometime in the early morning hours on Friday, December 20th, burglars forced their way into Toller Pharmacy, located in the 8900 block of Crawfordsville Road. Police believe the suspects parked behind Russ's Lounge, cut a hole in a fence behind Miller's Pipeline Company, and used the cover of the buildings to enter the pharmacy. Once inside, the burglars used sledgehammers to break open 2 safes and take an undisclosed amount of cash and large quantities of drugs and supplies.
The thieves not only took money, they took pharmaceutical supplies and drugs. One thing unique about the drugs is that each one of them had the Toller sticker on it.
The break-in was not discovered until employees reported to work on Monday. If you have any information on this crime, contact Crime Stoppers at 637-2323 or 1-800-92-ALERT. Your anonymous tip could be worth a reward of up to $1,000.
Magic Johnson returns to the NBA All-Star lineup tonight and scores big on the boards and with his fans. We'll have highlights coming up in sports.
But first, Pat Carlini says we might awake to some snow flurries tomorrow. Details in our AccuWeather forecast.
Bring the Baron home. Red Baron microwave singles.
They won't work in this heat.
They say no AC, no show.
Say you need something set overnight.
Those prima donnas.
There are a few companies you can call.
Your part's on its way.
But say you need it by 10:30 a.m. Guaranteed. There are two. But only one is so efficient and reliable. They get it there on time for far less.
It's showtime.
Which is why to some people, there is only one. UPS.
What do you say? What do you say?
All my friends say I repeat things. I don't think I repeat things, but all my friends say I do. Like I come to Burger King for lunch, and I say, what can I get for $2 for lunch? And she says I can get 2 burgers and 2 fries for $2. I said 2 burgers and 2 fries for $2, and she says I just said that. I mean, Burger King is the only place to get flame-broiled burgers cooked over a flame and fixed just the way I like it. I said thank you very much. She said I just said that. I'm really gonna enjoy this lunch. Really enjoy it.
Your way, right away to Burger King now.
Toyota fans, it's on. The race to Indianapolis Toyota dealers for big savings. The inventory tax sale is powered with great deals to reduce inventory and put you in the victory circle. Let's go to the video. There's a winning lineup of Toyota trucks to save on: 4x2s, 4Runners, and America's #1 compact 4x4. Plus, factory-to-dealer incentives and special option package savings. And to help you out, they'll defer your first payment for 90 days. You can win at your Indianapolis Toyota dealer. As a 16-year Toyota owner, that's where I'll be.
Pat Carlini is affiliated with the National Weather Association and is backed by News Center 13's exclusive AccuWeather.
Pat Carlini in now, and we want to thank Kevin Rader for sitting in for Mark Spain.
That's right. Mark has a night off tonight. So, Pat, what's in store for us
Always
tomorrow?
enjoy having you.
I can tell.
Yes. A ray of sunshine in our weekend. That's what it is.
Ooh, let me get that down.
Yeah. Ray of sunshine. We've had plenty of sunshine, actually. Over the weekend now, we're expecting a little bit of snow moving in. We're not going to see a whole lot from this, but you could wake up tomorrow to a few flurries around, so I want to keep that in mind. Let's take a look outside now around the city tonight. It's pretty nice out there. It's clear, and it's another cold one. 32 for the high. 14 was the low this morning. Currently now at the airport, we have 24 degrees. Humidity's at 60%. The winds are out of the southeast at 8. Barometer 30.42, and that's holding steady. As we take a look at the national satellite photo tonight, a lot of the clouds have moved out of the way, and that's what gave us a nice sunny day today. The sunshine lasting a little bit longer than we expected. Now we have an area of clouds moving in from the west, and this is what we've been tracking for the weekend, with a little bit of snow that is falling now in Iowa, causing some problems, and into Illinois. A small area of snow, though, so this is not a widespread storm, but this is what we're watching to move through Indiana over the night and into Monday morning. As you can see on the national map, it's just turning out to be not a whole lot. This is the storm system itself at the front, and it's not very organized. It's just not holding up very well. There's no support in the upper atmosphere, so I think what we'll get from that are just a few flurries, if even that, and some places may get a little bit of a coating, but really nothing to worry about too much. Now, as the day goes on, the temperatures will continue to warm up, so we may get a little bit of rain tomorrow. So overall, Monday, not really a bright and sunny day, but we should not end up with a major snowstorm as well. Here's tomorrow's map. The storm system on the west will be the next one to watch. That's a rainstorm moving in on the Pacific there, and now turning over to snow in the Rockies, so the ski area is getting lots of snow for the weekend. And here's the frontal zone moving across our area. Lots of folks have been warming up, a lot of melting of snow, and even the heavy rains that we had before Christmas. We have some pictures for you from Texas, if we can see those. Look at the flooding they are still dealing with, and this happened before Christmas, and then a couple weeks ago they got hit again, and now they're finally waiting for those waters to recede. So lots of problems there. I think there's been more of that this winter than there has been snowfall. So everybody on kind of a mild note this winter. As far as temperatures go for us tomorrow, we'll see temperatures staying about the same. They'll go up just a little bit for the week ahead, keeping some of that snow moving through in the form of rain. So kind of a messy week off and on, but temperatures not bad, pretty steady in the 30s. Here's your forecast now for you tonight. Look for some flurries late tonight towards dawn. You may wake up to a few flurries around. We've had a few snow bursts lately, so expect something, but I don't really think not a whole lot. 18 for the low tonight. Then tomorrow there's the flurries turning over to a little bit of rain, just kind of a messy Monday, 38 degrees for the high. Tomorrow night, still some rain, possibly even a snow shower around. And then for Tuesday, we start to warm up just a little bit with some sunshine back in the forecast, and all the way through Thursday with some more rain. So we'll look for that next storm possibly by Friday, but we have not seen a whole lot of winter time this winter.
I'll tell you, we're still waiting for 40s and 50s.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
comfortable. That's where I want to be.
Thank you, Pat. In our People News tonight, actress Jillian and husband Andy Murcia are new parents. Jillian gave birth to a 9-pound boy named Andrew Joseph. Jillian is best known for her role in the TV movie The Jillian story based on her real-life battle against breast cancer. Both mother and son are said to be doing fine tonight. Meantime, one music fan is the proud owner of Michael Jackson's white sequined glove for the bargain price of $1,000. The man who bought the glove says he hopes it will make his grandchildren very rich someday. Other belongings from Jackson's storage locker were also auctioned off this weekend. The reason for the auction? Failure to pay storage costs.
Can that be right?
I don't know.
The smash hit movie Kindergarten Cop, as seen earlier tonight here on NBC, is sparking some controversy. Now, is it a children's movie or not? The debate continues some 2 years after the film's initial release. Many arguing with the violent opening and closing scenes, it is not a children's movie. Schwarzenegger, when questioned about it, says it is a family movie, but he admits he'll be a little overprotective with his daughter as far as movie-going is concerned. That's why he says you need to seek some advice of a parent. His advice, watch it.
No controversy over Steve Bartelstein. He is next with all the day's sports action. Don't go away.
Next time you need a hotel, think twice.
Embassy Suites.
2 big rooms, 1 big suite.
Embassy Suites.
A place to work, a place to play.
Embassy Suites.
Breakfast is free. Evening beverages too.
Embassy Suites.
Think twice. Twice the hotel. Call 1-800-EMBASSY.
Make this a Valentine's Day she'll remember all year long with roses, beautiful timeless roses from Kroger, America's largest florist. Tea roses, colorful sweetheart roses, or surprise her with dazzling mums, a stunning assortment, or any one of dozens of fresh-cut mixed bouquets. All at the floral shop at Kroger. See the difference. Go Krogering. What better Valentine's Day surprise than elegant long-stemmed roses?
Another tip from Quinn, family detective.
A lot of people ask me, what holds a family together? Easy. Communication. Let's say a child is not doing well at school, stays out too late, doesn't listen to you. Try not to scream. Have a sit down. See what's bothering the youngster, and see if you can do something to help. And if you listen closely, you might be able to crack a tough case of your own.
You want the NBA's hot stars, the slammers, the jammers, the top draft picks, the U.S. Olympians. You'll get them here.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
NBA Hoops Limited Edition Superstar Set. 62 all-new cards of hot NBA stars. Get 4 free when you buy any extra value meal. NBA Hoops Superstar Set. Get them all.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Bart is in now with sports. I'll tell you, an historic day in basketball.
Yeah, it really is, and that's not to over-dramatic, make it over-dramatic. It really was something, as you said during the commercial, that we'll see this tape for years to come. Think about the fairy tale scripts we've seen here in Indiana in recent years. First, there was Damon Bailey, then Duke at the Dome in April, John Daly in August, and now Magic Johnson. Maybe the same guy wrote all the scripts, but I doubt we could thank him.
One of the greatest players of all time, making his 12th All-Star Game appearance,
And Magic scored the game's first points. He finished with 25. As for the other superstars, there was but one. Michael on a nifty move. Got to get bullish. Teammate Scottie Pippen to Sir Mike, but the story and star of the day was Magic with a typical bucket the hard way, then a patented pass. Take a look at this. One of 9 assists he had on the day. Oh, my. Tim Hardaway at the receiving end. West shot 65% half one, up 24 at the break. Even Boomer, our Pacer Panther, was inspired. His flip and slam successful today. Then a little Magic one-on-one with pal Isaiah. Magic got the better of it, especially at the offensive end. The Rainbow Three, the West wins by 40, but the biggest story, war number 32. Magic Johnson. As for how Magic felt after this one, listen in.
Let me thank
all the fans who voted me here. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I would also like to thank the players that decided that everything would be all right if they played with me and against me.
He is a classy man. Indiana needed a win today at Bloomington against Iowa to stay tied atop the Big Ten with Ohio State. And Lee Owens has encouraging news.
It was a bit early to hoop it up at Assembly Hall, but the Hoosiers definitely got the wake-up call. They also came with the track shoes. Eric Anderson didn't shoot well, but what a great finish off the break. And Damon Bailey finally got off to a good start, going 6 for 6 and scoring 16 of his game-high 26 in the first half. And talk about tough in the paint, Iowa's A.C. Earl was held to just 1 bucket in the first half, but Earl still became the Hawkeyes' all-time blockmeister with 6 rejections. Too bad Earl's teammates couldn't help him out. Indiana held Iowa to just 31% shooting in the first half and led by as many as 16.
We executed a lot better. We improved a lot. We came out with more intensity and more aggressiveness. And that's what we had the first 6 games, and that's what we're working on to keep improving.
By halftime, the Hoosiers led by 11 points. The question then became, could they keep their distance and their intensity in the next 20 minutes? Well, at first it looked like they would. Watch Allen Henderson show his appreciation for the Damon Bailey handout. But the Hawks' full-court press and A.C. Earl's inside play closed the gap to 5. Hey, it looks like Indiana's going to let the Hawks off the hook. Not. Jamal Meeks hit a must 3, and Calbert Cheney closed the door for keeps with 17. Indiana wins 81-66.
I always think intensity can be better. I mean, I think that's an area that can always be improved upon.
The Hoosiers travel to Minnesota Tuesday. I'm Lee Owens, News Center 13 Sports.
All right, Lee, here are the Big Ten standings. IU and Ohio State atop the league. A gang of 3 after that with Purdue, just a game back of the pack. Down to South Bend, Notre Dame hosting number 15, Michigan. And Ray Jackson found, watch this, Chris Webber, Michigan, led by 11 at the break, but the Irish never folded. 6 minutes left. LaFonso Ellis on the jam. Michigan up just 4. But Jimmy King nails a key 3. Wolverines up 8. Then insurance. Weber inside for the reverse wham-bam. Wolverines win it by 9. As for how number 24 Georgia Tech beat Maryland, wow, that is a finish. Arizona a winner over California. Missouri 7 better than Oklahoma. Michigan, as we said, a winner over Notre Dame. UNLV wins again. Georgia Tech with a buzzer beater. One more hoop score for you. The women, Purdue's women, 73, Indiana, 54. When we get back, good news for the U.S. in Olympic hockey, plus highlights from the NBA All-Star Weekend. And some of the best stuff came from the mascots. Stay with us as the Sunday Sports Final continues.
This winter one-tank trip is brought to you by KFC. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC.
Fall isn't the only time to enjoy the natural beauty of Brown County. Even in the winter, Brown County State Park offers a serene setting for nature walks. And when the conditions are right, cross-country skiing and ice fishing are popular activities. And while you're there, Ski World is something the whole family can enjoy. Discover Brown County on a winter one-tank trip.
Last week at the Lake Edna KFC, there were 2 incredible occurrences. One was the long-awaited introduction of new skin-free crispy chicken. People were astonished that skin-free chicken could be so crispy, juicy, and delicious, astounded over the deep, marinated taste. And the UFO was interesting, too. New KFC Skin-Free Crispy, just $1.99 for a 2-piece snack. The juiciest deal in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
The downward spiral of alcohol and drug abuse is a hard, lonely fall. A fall that carries the person you love closer and closer to a black hole of despair. Reach out by calling the Anderson Center of St. John's in Anderson. We can help both of you. Our professionals provide advanced alcohol and drug treatment with love and care. Call us, because nothing is more intoxicating than life.
Where do you find all this? If you said the country Columbus first set foot on, you're not only right, you're close. The Bahamas.
Call your travel agent for a Funjet Bahamas vacation. Your dollar goes further in the country that's close.
Our Ice beat the first-place Comets today in Fort Wayne, final 4-3 in a shootout. Meanwhile, a couple of Ice farmhands were instrumental in the United States hockey team's opening round win. Former Ice goalie Ray LeBlanc got the win. That's not him, but boy, there's some rabid fans there. There's Big Ray. And also forward Jim Johansson of the Ice aided the effort with a first-period goal. The U.S. trailed 3-2 in the third, but tallied 4 times for a 6-3 win. NHL tonight, Washington 4 better than the Sharks. Boston doubles up on Pittsburgh. Minnesota, Hartford even up. Jersey 1 better than Quebec. The Kings beat Buffalo and Detroit, and the Rangers get to a 5-all tie. And from winter venues to the more mild temps on the PGA Tour, and John Cook now has 2 first-place paychecks to bank, and it's because of shots like this at the Hawaiian Open. His approach at number 8, just like Kevin Rader hits, right up to the stick. His wife looking on, had to be enjoying it all. Then the tap it at 18 to give John Cook a $216,000 paycheck. Meanwhile, the LPGA Tour stopped in Lauderhill, Florida. Shelly Hamlin came from 4 shots back to win. She had a final round 66. But here's the shot of the day from Hall of Famer Pat Bradley. That one had eyes. Nice shot. As for the latest scuttlebutt from the combines being held in Indy this weekend, Steve Ettman, considered one of the top offensive linemen, has hired John Elway's agent Marvin Demoff because he says he wants to be assured that he won't be in a Colts uniform, kind of like John Elway. But there are other guys that might tempt the airseas. More on that. Next Sunday, they'll run the Daytona 500. Today, they ran for the pole, and Sterling Marlin led the expected blitz for the Fords in his Junior Johnson Folgers car. Marlin's 4 left turns clocked at 192 plus.
You'll be on the pole in the qualifying race, and we're going to try to win it and really set our sights on the 500.
And finally, in case you missed it, the NBA Slam Dunk Contest yesterday night in Orlando, you missed very little. Without the marquee names, there wasn't much excitement. Actually, the mascots put on a better show. Anyway, here are the best of the best from the weekend.
Dark horse favorite going into the semifinals. Dunkers know about dunkers. It's just like Doug Collins know about shooters. So you hit first. I'm not believing this. Blind. Here comes Sabalos. Yes! Here he goes. The gorilla.
You gotta love the Charlotte Hornet. Hey, they came up with great ones with the blindfold and the hat like that.
Well, it was attached up there somehow.
It must have been Velcro.
So.
Guess when you're an expansion franchise, you do anything you
That's
can.
it, that's it, right.
Oh, well. Tomorrow on the News Center, we'll have complete coverage of the Tyson trial. The prosecuting and defending attorneys present their final arguments to the jury. The jury will receive final instructions from the judge in deciding the guilt or innocence of the 3 charges. And finally, a possible verdict by night's end.
For teddy bear lovers, this year's Nuremberg Toy Fair was a dream come true. The 90th anniversary of the teddy bear was the focus of the International Toy Fair. It's the 43rd this year. Hundreds of teddy bears, all with their own particular features, were on display. The centerpiece was an elaborate mountain track for toy cars. Wow, look at that.
Does look elaborate. A little more elaborate than probably our weather tomorrow, huh?
Yes.
What a segue that is.
So
You know, what that's that
he is so
natural or what?
smooth. I didn't know what to say after that. We've ended up with a pretty nice weekend. We've been watching a storm that's moving in from the west now, so we're looking at possibly a little bit of rain, maybe a little bit of snow overnight. I know, I think it's this one right here. Maybe some flurries when you wake up tomorrow morning. Some spots will see a coating, maybe a little bit more to the north if you're traveling, but I don't think it's going to be a major problem tonight and no ice expected. So that's some good news. You just can't get a grip on the road and the ice.
But either way, something will happen.
Something will happen tomorrow, I think.
Thanks for joining us, the News Center 13 tonight. I'm Kevin Rader.
And I'm Susan Parks. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you back here next weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.